Hey everybody, I'm here with Marlon Chaplin. How's it going, Marlon?
I'm dandy, thank you.
Nice. How's your weekend going so far?
Oh man, been really busy. No, I mean just yeah, I really had to switch some things around to fit you into my schedule here.
my apologies. I appreciate you squeezing us in here.
Anytime, anytime. No man, I've just been trying to stay creative. I just put a single out a couple days ago actually. So that's available on Spotify right now. It's called "This Is How You Sleep," and I did a lyric video for it as well, which I dropped last week.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and I know you're gonna get into playing that one a little bit later on in the set, so I'll ask you some more about that then. But yeah, you just kind of want to jump in, start playing us some music here.
Yeah, man, sounds good.
Awesome.
This is a song off of my 2016 entitled Wanderer by Trade. This song's called Country Shack. I'm stuck inside this country shack. I got no way of getting back to that place where I once belonged. And everything has changed, it seems. Moving lights reflect the scene. I'm stuck inside my mind again today. Oh, but know just what it means. I'm stitching out and ripping at the seams. And in my head I hear that voice, it screams. Wake up from this broken minded dream. Well, I gave up quite a while ago when the curtains were drawn to end the show. There was no one left inside the hall. Yeah, but it didn't matter anyway. There were no parts left for me to play, and I didn't want to put on any show. It wouldn't have hurt to be in just one scene, and to play the part of another human being. And in my head I hear that voice, it screams, oh, wake up from this broken minded dream. Yeah, it wouldn't have hurt to be in just one scene. And to play the part of another human being. And in my head I hear that voice and it screams, ah, wake up from this broken minded dream. This country shack is where you're lost with me. don't understand what it's like to be me. This is another one off that same album. There's a blueprint specifically show how to have faith even when you go blind. The rose petals you pick just grew back like some trick, and I felt Satan when I looked in your eyes. Whoa. At the time we'd been cut loose and drifting, a boat made of paper in the rain. When began the flood, a hand reached down from above. We fell apart and we're never the same. There's just one or two things that were left on the floor, lines that you cut from the script. You managed to trick me into loving you. What once nourished me is making me sick. Oh. Now all of my letters won't reach you. They could be lying, but that's what I'm told. Never thought I'd say when. Now I'm willing to bend for a chance to buy back what I sold. Back what I sold. And I've logical conviction you don't turn away on discerning and affirming your stance. Even you can't deny, though, like clockwork, you'll try all the pain you fought hard to withstand. Oh, na, 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 na. Right.
Awesome.
That song's called Conviction, and I'm gonna do one more in this like short little section. I thought we'd divide it up into sections, and this next song is called Danger, Danger, and I wrote this a couple years ago up at a cottage that my uncle owns. I find I do a lot of writing up at that place.
It's a good place for it.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to Jerry Legere, by the way, who I picked up this capo trick from. Capo on the second, you leave the low E ringing. Thank you, Jerry. When you float in the past, still fear will hold you down, make you sick until you drown. Let up until the past, got your own shoes and fate. Danger, 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 it seeps in. Love you try to keep it, but it just slips away. Everything you told me that you once had, dear, in one fell swoop you cut the rope and let it disappear, float away. I've learned not to hate, not to escape what you don't have to hide. It's getting harder all the time. I think that I'm right, that my personal life is unique unto myself. God knows I still need help. Danger, 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 it seeps in. Let me try to keep it, but the harder you try, the more it slips away. Everything you told me that you once held dear, in one fell swoop you cut the rope and let it disappear, blow away. Keep your mouth shut, your lines might get cut, but who's writing anyway? Gonna edit what you say. Ooh, all that you lost. Ooh, yeah, what little you got, couldn't keep it anyway. What more is there to say? Danger, 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 it seeps in. Can I expect to love if love to me means something more than giving in? The road is two lanes wide and goes into directions, connections, something you can make without having to collide, run and hide. Oh, oh.
Hey, that sounded great, man. Nice. Can you tell me about that little capo trick you were showing there? What's the deal with that there?
Yeah, so my friend Jerry Legere is an amazing singer-songwriter from the east end of Toronto. I just saw him do this trick a couple times that I'd never seen before. And what it is the capo, for all you guitar players out there, the capo is on the second fret. And usually a capo covers all 6 strings. But this time, you've got the low E ringing as well. So you sort of get the effect of a drop D tuning in a way. So your D shape there, where is it, becomes an E chord, and then you sort of got this E drone throughout, which just like adds sort of like this gravitas to it, which I really dig. And I
That's
thought,
cool.
I think I'll finish that. Yeah, I think the song was Early Riser that he does it on.
Nice. All these songs were from Wanderer by Trade, right? Your first album there.
The first two were, and the last one was a single that I put out in 2017 called Danger Danger.
Cool, cool, right. Cool.
Yeah.
With that first album, you collaborated with a bunch of different people, right? You had some people from the 11 Bucket Orchestra there, some people from Zeus and different artists. Can you kind of tell me about the experience of putting that first album together?
Yeah, for sure, man. It was cool. Yeah, Neil Quinn from Zeus played lead guitar on a song called In Stars. James Mackay was in there, the wonderful multi-instrumentalist that he is. He laid down some guitar, fiddle. Aaron Como, who again is another Toronto guy who's just like played on so many amazing records and has such a great ear. He actually engineered the album, and we recorded it at his just now defunct trailer studio by Main and Danforth on Dawes Road there. And it was cool, man. Like the studio itself was literally just two trailers fused together, and he'd set up all the equipment inside. So
Wow.
for that vibe, which was sort of like more of a sticks and stones country energy, I thought that's the perfect place to do it. And we did it all live off the floor. Even the vocals were live off the floor. And I think we had a rule: two or three takes maximum, no more than that though.
Nice. Yeah, how is that experience as opposed to, doing a, recording where you got as many kind of tracks as you could possibly want to do? Yeah, what kind of pushed you to do it that direction, to get that realness from the live off the floor?
Well, at the time I was playing a lot at the Cameron House, and that venue is just a hotbed for musicians with just incredible chops who come from more of a country western background. So I was really influenced by that vibe at the time. You know, you're influenced by your surroundings, and the Dakota, the Cameron House, the bands I was playing with at the time really contributed a lot to that energy. So I was writing songs that sort of had that direction, and I'm also just like a huge Johnny Cash fan, Hank Williams, Neil Young, and I'd written some tunes over the years that sort of lent themselves well to that, as well as tunes that I was writing at the time. So I thought, okay, we could do an album here, or at least an EP. And I just think it was a good snapshot of where I was at the time, you know.
Right. And yeah, you seem to your music has changed slightly since then. It's evolved a little bit. What do you kind of think what things happened within the life of Marlon Chaplin that progressed from where your music was at that point to where it is now?
Well, yeah, it's true. What I like to do with each record or each single, any sort of medium I'm working with artistically, I like to create a world for each project, you know, while hopefully maintaining a common thread as an artist throughout. So my favorite records of all time, they invite you into a world, right? Whether it's from the artwork, from the way it's mixed, the way it's recorded, the songwriting style, the lyrical content. Um, they create a certain bubble that you inhabit when you listen to that particular record. So that's what I try to do with the music that I put out, right? So each record has its own vibe and its own energy, and I rarely like to repeat myself in too many ways. So the idea is common thread as an artist. So my voice sort of carries through, whether that's literal or figurative or metaphorical, um, and hopefully I can tie it all together and create something that makes sense when I look back on my output. My trajectory, my career. It's like I'm trying to make a mosaic, if you will, of pieces that all make sense when you stand back from them.
Nice, nice, cool, cool. Yeah, that was a great answer to that question. What are some of your favorite albums?
Oh God, the White Album is probably on most days my favorite album. Period. I love Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age. That's definitely a good example of bringing you into a world, right? Like even having
Absolutely.
that common thread of the I guess narrator, for lack of a better term, driving through the desert, switching the radio stations and whatnot. I love Yeezus is one of my all-time favorites as well. Again, another record that draws you into a surreal world and definitely gives you a certain energy. And I'll say Harvest by Neil Young.
Nice. These are
Totally.
some pretty varying answers. But
Yeah.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense. You know, your music really seems to pull elements from all over the place. You're not really particularly trying to fit into any box. It seems like when you're writing.
No, man, I couldn't do it if I tried. And my soul dies when I do that. The few times I've considered doing something that my heart wasn't completely in, or at least I was coming at it from more of like an analytical perspective, it just doesn't come off, man. And I just can't, I can't sell it convincingly. Or the idea is you're not supposed to sell it.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense about your stuff. It always comes off as very authentically you. Like no matter what you're doing, it goes different directions, but it's always very you. Which yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like things are making sense for me as I ask you these questions.
Right. It's all coming together.
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate you saying that.
cool. What can you kind of tell us about what you're up to during these crazy times? Are you spending a lot of time working on music? I know you got new music coming out, so you must be at least spending some time on it. But what are your days looking like at this point?
Yeah, honestly, it's given me a lot of time to just hunker down and work on a lot of the administrative, behind the scenes, nitty gritty work of eventually rolling out an album. So that's been a silver lining, to be honest, of this whole situation. Um, it's surreal. It's weird what we're living in right now, obviously, but it in a way was like a bit of a like a foot on the brake sort of situation that was healthy for me. It gave me sort of a second to breathe and be like, whoa. Sometimes I sort of burn the candle at four ends. It's a crucifix of a candle. It's got four sides. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm taking on a lot right now. And then, this whole COVID situation, um, obviously there's a lot of scary, uncertain notions to it, but just from a personal perspective, here in my home, it's like giving me a second to sort of take a breath and be like, whoa, okay. Sometimes it's good to slow down.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like this has also given a lot of people time to I don't know, just kind of self-reflect and kind of go through things where normal life wasn't really giving us that chance, like you're saying. So many people are going all the time that as terrible as a thing as it is, at least it's given us some time to figure out kind of what we want to do and how we can do the things that are important to us in our lives, which is
Yeah.
yeah. There's not a lot of pluses to this, but I feel like that's definitely one of them.
It's one of them, man. It's one of them. And I'm definitely not somebody that needs to be around people all the time. I need my time to just sort of get my head together, decompress. Just I'm an only child, and solitude was always something that I was comfortable with. So this is, from a personal standpoint, no huge shift or problem for me.
Right. Right on. Okay. I'll let you get on some more songs for us here. Can you want to tell me a little bit what you're gonna be playing in this little segment?
Sure, man. So 2018, I put an album out called The Circle, and that was my first full length. And I'm going to do a song off of it that, ironically, given all we're talking about, I shot a music video for, that had a lot to do with friends connecting and going out together and being out in the world. And the idea was to reflect on how social media impacts connectivity, right? Um, and so if you look up the video, it's called A Single Drop, and there's sort of three sections to it which speak to that. And looking at it in retrospect, now that we're in the coronavirus situation, it's really interesting. It's sort of like, it's easy to take certain things for granted sometimes. It goes like this. A single drop of rain to taste. A moment gets replaced in haste. Don't try too hard to hold on to the past. The tighter that you squeeze, the more it slips right through your grasp. A memory to unfold, taken before you to know. Proof that you and I were true, so everyone could see. A single drop of rain to taste. The moment gets replaced in haste. Don't be the one to denigrate or smile. After all, I'll be right here and have been all the while. Drop, filter, and share. Oh my God, love the hair. My screen stares back and turns to black, and I've woken from my dream. Piece of me, piece of we, a fantasy to live. And if we're living a dream, then I better come clean and hold my end of the deal. A single drop of rain to taste. The moment gets replaced in haste. Don't try too hard to hold on to the past. The tighter that you squeeze, the more it slips right through your rated taste. The moment gets replaced in haste. Don't be the one to denigrate or smile. After all, I'll be right here and have been all the while. This next song is called Take Me There. It's also off the circle. I don't wanna be left all alone. If you gotta take me there, 'cause I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm drawing the line at too long. But you get what you need. Believe what you see. Come back to me. We'll
Awesome.
Cheers.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so both the songs were off the Circle. Can you tell us about that album?
Yeah, man. So my band and I went to Lincoln County Social Club, which is a great studio in Toronto. And it was a bit different than the previous one, the one we were talking about earlier, in the sense that Wanderer by Trade, the EP, was almost under-rehearsed on purpose. So it could be a very spontaneous way of putting the songs together and sort of dressing them up. The Circle was a lot more thought out and rehearsed. The idea was to create more of an anthemic, big, chunky stadium rock and roll friendly record, if you will. If my influences on Wanderer by Trade were Cash and Williams and people like that, influences on the Circle were more Oasis, Arctic Monkeys, yeah, even Queens in part, that kind of vibe.
Nice. Cool. I've got some questions here actually. This one kind of relates to that. Can I show us up there? There we go. This one's from Dio Ribeiro. She says, Marlon, do you have an artist who's inspired by your career?
Who was inspired by my career?
I would say, yeah. Who has inspired your career? I'm assuming the question. Yeah. I'm inspired by your career, if that's the question.
There you go. I would say Damon Albarn is a big inspiration for me. In short, because of what we were talking about earlier, he's an artist that manages to jump from project to project. He maintains his voice, but he has the freedom to say what he wants, record to record, right? He can go from Blur to Good, the Bad, and the Queen to Gorillaz to all sorts of other stuff. And that's something that I relate to. That's like a trajectory that I relate to.
Amazing. Nice. We got one here from Jen. She says she's loved to hear Fossils if you're taking requests.
Hey, do we have time? I mean, I've got
yeah, we got
more here. Hi, Jen. Yeah, hope you're well, Jen. Fossils, yeah, okay, why not?
We'll if you want to throw that in there. If
absolutely, we could do that.
Nice. If anybody else has questions too, feel free to type them in down here, and we'll get them over to Marlon. I do want to remind everybody too that you can leave tips because we're living in the future now, so you can just do that straight to the website. That'll all go straight towards supporting Marlon. That's all at quarantinesongs.com, which we finally got hooked up today. So that can all.
The virtual pass the hat situation is much appreciated. I appreciate you facilitating that, and yeah, if any of you out there want to donate, it's more than welcome. Yeah, okay, Jen, this one's for you. This is Fossils. I got one hand in my pocket, while the others roaming free. I ain't here to preach or knock it. It's just always worked for me. So you moved on to the next one. I guess it's a dead end in me. Can't pretend I understand you. Can't pretend I let you breathe. Put it out. hanging shadows in the sea. Fossils buried in the flatland. Who's next to dig it up for me? Oh, feel like an arrow you found. Oh, dig it up, put it back for a while. Birds on wire speaking softly in a language even I can read. Yeah, but there ain't no creature comfort, nothing lulling me to sleep. Oh, it's like a bone in the dirt. Oh, pick it up, put it back for a while. Cheers, Jen.
Nice. I like that even, you know, just over the live cast, I can still get the wave of you shaking your guitar from all the way over on my end of the world.
How you been, man?
What's that?
How have you been, Jesse? How have you been lately?
Have I been? I've been pretty okay. I've been getting to do lots of these, so I get to interact with people and talk to some people, which is
Nice,
cool.
nice.
I've been busy as ever. I kind of thought things would get a little bit slower, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
things have been nice and busy, so I'm keeping myself sane over here anyway.
yeah, man. Well, it's almost like more time means you can do more if you want. You know, a
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
like you,
exactly.
you're a hard worker, man. So makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it allows time to do things like this, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to have this series going. And I really appreciate artists like you coming on and doing this because this is I like this has been kind of helping keep people sane at home too because they got some interaction, something to watch.
True, true. Yeah, exactly. Stay home. Stay home.
Yeah, and yeah, it's also something people have said it's nice to watch something that's not, you know, it's not purely about COVID. So that's it's a nice
Yeah,
little
no,
escape
it's
for people.
true.
I got some
Absolutely,
more
it's important.
questions here for you too, from the people who are tuning in.
Okay.
Uh, Dayul and Jennifer both said thank you, by the way, for your answers and your songs.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And Ben wants to know if you could collab with any artist, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh my God, I would say Bob Dylan. Absolutely, Bob Dylan. Bob is there's everybody else, and then there's Bob. You know, it would be surreal and just the the greatest honor to do something with Mr. Dylan.
Nice, cool. And then we got, what is your favorite track off the Circle and why? That's from Maddie Higgins.
Hey Maddie, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Favorite track off the Circle? You know, it kind of changes depending on the day, but today I'll say it's Out on the Wing. Out on the Wing. Sort of a
What's your
unique
reason for
tune, you
that
know.
one today?
I don't know, man. To me, these days have been sort of gray lately, and it's sort of it's a rainy day, gray sort of introspective tune, I guess you'd say. And I'm just happy with how the arrangement turned out. There's a string section on it that sort of takes the song out and finishes the album, and it was probably the toughest song to record. because we didn't do scratch vocals on it, and there's a lot of repetitiveness to the chord pattern, and that posed some challenges. But it felt nice when we got it together, and I have to give my band credit for that, for really hunkering down and giving it their all. So yeah, I'm just happy with how that one turned out, man. It's a great mix. Actually, speaking of Bob Dylan, the guy who mixed that album, who did an incredible job, is Bob Dylan's engineer, and he's
Wow.
mixed a lot of his albums. His name's Chris Shaw. So also, I just think it's an incredible mix. It's always good when you can listen back to your music and you're not like, ooh, And I like that one. I like that one.
Nice. Cool. I got a couple more. These next two are going to be more so comments than questions. But Connor's saying, "Hey Marlon, brilliant music, love the passion. A tip to you, my good sir."
Connor, thank you. Appreciate that.
And Glenn says sausages.
Sausages, yeah.
Sausages.
And sausages to you too, Glenn. Sausages.
Cool. Here's one from Alex. He says, "Hey Marlon, is this isolation period and COVID pandemic something that could have an impact on your writing in the future?"
I hadn't considered that. But I would say yes, actually, because I have been writing during this whole COVID situation. Like I said before, it's given me a chance to really breathe. And there's not a lot of timelines, there's not a lot of deadlines. Deadlines can be very good sometimes, but as I said before, you got to breathe sometimes, and that's allowing me to just let ideas land, and that's been happening lately. So yeah, there's some more music on the way.
Awesome.
Thanks for the question.
Nice. Yeah, these are all good questions. If anybody has more, just feel free to keep them coming. And yeah, until then, I got something exciting to show people here. We got some new Marlon Chaplin merch, brand new on the site, which is super stoked to have. Something I do want to let all the listeners know, like during this whole pandemic, Dropout is not donating, but 100% of the profits from every single thing on our site sold is going straight to the artists, because we want to do what we can to, help keep the music flowing and help all that going for artists. So yeah, that's up on the site. If anybody wants to find one of those are some pretty sweet new things. We got some hoodies up there too. And we've got that virtual tip jar going there, so you can just send some money straight directly to Marlon, which is, yeah, really appreciate anybody buying merch, doing the tip stuff. Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, truly, thank you. I mean, it allows me to keep making music. It allows me to keep making records, and I gotta thank you, man. I gotta thank you and your team for being so generous with that. It was so unexpected, but so cool. And it turned out so well, man. The merch looks amazing. So,
nice.
I want to get that, on people's backs as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some people walking around in these once I'm allowed to see people again.
Me too, man.
And you guys can send us pictures, so I can see you wearing it before I can see you in real life.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll repost. We'll do all that business. And the artwork on that merch is actually the artwork for my new single, in case that was unclear.
Yeah, let's talk about the new single too.
Yeah, man. Well, just the artwork alone, I love the photographer. You can follow him on Instagram. He goes by Hoshell, HOESSHELL, and his work is absolutely incredible. I was lucky enough to work with him. And yeah, the tune I recorded at Candle Studio in Toronto, which is a great studio, and it was a co-write actually with a friend of mine, producer UNK, who's just an amazing musical mind. And yeah, man, we sort of put it out on the DL. Didn't do a lot of promo behind it. Just wanted to see how it would land, on its own legs, and the response has been absolutely fantastic. So thank you to everybody who has checked it out so far. Really, really appreciate it. I'll be doing it in a few minutes for the first time, actually, live. So see what happens.
Awesome. Yeah, you got a lyric video for that new track too, which is a something that I feel
Yeah.
a lot more artists are going to be doing during this time. What kind of were your thoughts about putting out a lyric video with this track?
Some of my favorite songs, I don't know the lyrics to, and I've heard them a million times, and it's not always easy to find the lyrics. And a lot of people have asked me over the years about my lyrics and what are you saying here? What's that line? And lyric videos just hit a little differently. And I hadn't really done many. I'd only done one before for Fossils, actually. That tune I just played, so I thought, why not?
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
I've got another question here for you. This one's
Okay.
from Ben. He's wondering if you've considered covering "Speaking Moistly."
Speaking moistly. Oh yeah. I just heard about that. Yeah, Trudeau, man. He should maybe I should collab with Trudeau. See what
Yeah,
happens.
I'm looking forward to that collab coming up.
It's
We
definitely a
got
catchy title, isn't it?
definitely got another comment here saying your latest single is incredible. This Is How You Sleep is stuck in my head.
And I didn't pay her anything to say that, I promise. But thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah, that's
Well,
definitely.
Cynthia,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, shout out to Cynthia, who's another incredible musician who's played on a lot of my stuff before, and yeah, singer, multi instrumentalist, percussionist. She has a band called The Naive, which I implore you all to check out. Great band.
The Naive. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, you got what are some other local bands that you're listening to right now?
Oh my God, Ada Dali, always a big champion of Ada Dali. Um, Amazing singer songwriter, such a powerful voice, unique voice. Um, I would liken her to maybe sort of Nina Simone, Bob Dylan esque. She's amazing. Just check her out. Like I said, Jerry earlier, fantastic. Mozzie is great. My buddy Matt Cook, he's a great singer songwriter. And I just played on a record by Suitcase Sam. Check out Suitcase Sam as well. It's called Goodnight Riverdale Park. It's a good roots rock and roll record, man. Check it out.
Nice. And what else? What are you working on? Like, what's the future is very unpredictable at this point, but with what you can control,
Yeah.
what can people expect coming out? From your direction this year, maybe I guess early
Well,
next
I
year.
mean,
Now timelines are getting a little bit mushy, but
yeah, man, it's getting a little hazy, isn't it? Um, well, I have a record planned to be released. It was supposed to be released this year, and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just sort of taking it day by day. There's no release date for it. It's a full length, and I'm gonna play a couple tunes off of it actually. But yeah, it's a full length. I was gonna release it originally at summertime, and I don't really see a reason not to at this point. Um, but yeah, I'm just like sitting on a few ideas right now as to how to roll it out. So it remains to be seen, but it's in the can, and it's just waiting to get unleashed.
nice. Nice, cool. So we got something to
Yeah.
look forward to coming potentially shortly then.
Hopefully, yeah.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, do you want to play us some more music here?
Absolutely, man. This is actually the opening track off of said album. This is called Try.
Perfect.
Oh, 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 oh. It didn't take 2 seconds to know the distance she could go. Another trip down the hallway of guilt, a memory of guilt. If you can climb up the wall, there's a place you can go when you can break the reverie of thy dreams unseen. Another day off the clock, go outside and take it all in stride. A simple thought on the machinery that lives inside of me. If you can climb up the wall, there's a place you can go when you can break the reverie of thy dreams unseen. Wait, don't stop, go, don't hesitate. Wait, don't stop, go, don't hesitate. Whoever said we couldn't try? Oh, 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 oh. It didn't take 2 seconds to know she'd never wanna go. A simple thought on the machinery that lives inside of me. But if you can climb up the wall, there's a place you can go when you can break the reverie of thy dreams unseen. Wait, don't stop, go, don't hesitate. 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 Whoever said we couldn't try? Whoever said we shouldn't try? Whoever said it's time for goodbye? Okay, this next song is called Immaculate Reception. This is also off the new album. Now you see it, now you don't. I'm a race, like a modern day saint. You're a witness. I'm a flaw, a mistake. On a day-to-day basis, we're just flinging matter upon a statue in your name. Glad you came, so I noticed that you're gone. But my vision is blurred around the edges. Doesn't matter what you see, give, take, or receive. Data you retrieve. Doesn't matter where you go, what you tell or show, who you think you know. Now you see it, and don't create a temporary memory to witness. I'm a god, a mistake. On a day-to-day basis, we're just flinging matter upon a statue in your name. Glad you came, So I notice that you're gone. My vision is blurred around the edges. Doesn't matter what you see, give, take, or receive. Data you retrieve. Doesn't matter where you go, what you tell or show, who you think you know. Deep beneath the shroud of dust, someone you could trust, somewhere you could breathe. I'm a civil servant in the afterlife, trying to conceive, make one more believe. Glenn, you got me with that sausages, man. I almost started cracking up during. Oh my god. Okay.
That's
That's
amazing,
an
man.
inside. That's an inside thing.
Nice.
Man. Quarantine got me crazy. Yeah, man.
All our senses of humor are changing.
Yeah, forgive me. I started thinking it just came to my head. Anyway. So
That's funny.
I got one more tune. Unless you want to keep taking questions right now, we could do that as well. It's your show, man. How do you want
Yeah,
to do it?
I don't think we got any more at the moment. I just wanted to pop in and say thank you for previewing all these new songs for us. This is sounding amazing, and yeah, this is fantastic.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, I guess I'll close with the new single. This is How You Sleep.
Amazing.
Okay, Jesse, thanks for having me on, man. Wanted to never ever let you go, but you know sometimes you just never know. I know you just wanna get back at me. Pull the rug out from underneath my feet. This place we live is suffocating me. It's hard to make out what's reality. But how much power do you really need? Is this the price, the scent of ecstasy? You and I can smile to make this vision a truth, a lie. I wanna let go right from the get-go. Let go your secrets. This is how you sleep. I wanna let go right from the get-go. This is my dream tape. This is how you sleep. I need to find some shade and retreat. You see this sort of hands like tambourines. Feel you watching with every move I make. Whatever's mine is always yours to take. I don't expect to get away with this, so go ahead and check me off your list. I hear it ticking underneath the floor. This telltale heart will beat on nevermore. You and I try to make this vision the truth, a lie. You and I try to make this prison the truth, a lie. I wanna let go right from the get-go. This is a secret. This is how you sleep. I wanna let
Amazing. Cynthia
Thank you, everybody.
said earlier that that's stuck in her head. This is going to be stuck in my head too for the rest of the day now. So I got you to blame for that one.
I apologize.
Nice,
Thanks,
man.
man.
What
I appreciate the support, man. I really do.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got for this. Do you want to let us know what you're doing with the rest of your Easter weekend before I let you go here?
Oh man, working on more music, trying to cook some good meals, watch movies, man. Just watch Fargo, classic. Hadn't seen it in a long time. Just a nice mix of relaxing and creating.
Nice. Nice. Well, I want to thank you for doing this. I want to thank everybody for watching and supporting the series. This has been a great start to it, and we've got I'm pretty sure we've got a show lined up every single day for the next 2 weeks. So this is yeah, this has been a lot of fun. And having people like you on here, Marlon, has been incredible, and it's really great getting to interact with artists like you in this fashion. So I appreciate you jumping on here.
It's nice to hear. Well, I really appreciate you and your team having me on, man. Everything you've done for me in the past, much appreciated. Stay safe, stay wise, stay healthy.
Cool, man. You too. And we're oh, you actually know I got one more question for you because we're gonna exit here on a video clip of yours. It's from the title track of your
Okay.
last album. Can you tell us a little bit about that video before we leave here?
Yeah, man, absolutely. It was directed by the song's called "The Circle." It was directed by Michael Gregane, who I worked with on another video called "Elevation" as well, and he's a good friend of mine. He's did a fantastic job on the video. It's a journey. It's like it's a surreal, dreamlike journey through the mind, if you will.
Amazing. Cool. Okay, well, we're gonna exit out on a little 30-second clip of that video, and yeah, that's it for us. Thank you again, Marlon. Thank you everybody watching, and we'll be back soon.
Cheers.